Good morning, everyone. Once again, the Wandering Jew. Please God, next week we'll be back as normal. Saturday's learning is dedicated in memory of all those that have Yortzeit and all those that we are saying Kaddish for. So I want to start with an idea relating to the very much the underlying theme of the Parsha, and that is tests. Why is it that Abraham finds himself tested again and again? 10 tests, 10 trials, 10 ordeals. Abraham finds himself facing tremendous adversity, having to leave his home, uproot himself, and culminating, of course, in the great test next week of the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, where he was put to the ultimate test as to whether he was willing to sacrifice his son. The Ramban, Nachmanides, and others point out that in reality, the whole point of life is all about tests. We seem to think it's the exact opposite. It's about having a smooth run, taking things as easy as possible. That's a successful day. That's a successful life. But in reality, says the Ramban, we are only here to face and to overcome tests. Why? So the whole idea of a test, of tests by God, are that we should pass with flying colors. We should come out the other side. And the question is, why would God put us to the test? At the end of the day, it's not like in school or in work where you have an examination or a test. There it is in order that the examiner should be able to discover your capabilities, whether you have achieved, accomplished, developed, and grown. That's not quite the same when it comes to the Jewish people, when it comes to God. He knows, he created us, he made us, he knows past, present, and future rolled into one. He knows what we're capable of. So why is it he puts us to the test? And the answer is, it's not so much for his benefit, but rather for ours. Through tests, we are able to discover our true selves. There is so much latent potential that we all have. But so often in life, we find ourselves looking back and reflecting about missed opportunities, about what could have been, how capable we were, and how we see others that seem to pass us by and achieve much more. And we find ourselves jealous and trying to pull them back. And therefore, the word Lech lecha can be understood as not that Abraham should go on that you should go, but rather go to yourself, because life is all about going to ourselves, a discovery of self. In fact, Rab Samson Raphael Hirsch says the word the word for test is a nisayon. We know it's in the Amida to kabashafar gadol echerutein of a son nes, lift up a banner. A banner is something that declares our allegiance, and therefore a test is something that we are able to declare and affirm our allegiance, our faith, our abilities and capabilities, and fulfilling our potential. So please God, we should all be able to do so, be able to be proud of our achievements. This idea that we are here to pass tests is so transformative, because if it is that we think that life is all about a tranquil existence, sitting on a beach, living with a Bacardi and Coke in one's hand and perfect sunshine and palm trees, we are going to live a life of tremendous disappointment and frustration. But in fact, if it is that we are able to recognize and to comprehend that life is all about overcoming obstacles, challenges, it's about being put to the test. And the idea is that if you take a fruit and you squeeze it, what comes out? Whatever's inside. That's exactly what happens with a test. When we find ourselves under pressure, when we find ourselves our buttons being pushed by our children, by other people, what comes out is whatever's inside. And we have to make sure that we are able to maintain our dignity, our composure, and our calm serenity in the face of adversity, and therefore we'll be able to share and to carry that banner with such pride. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom. We're going to conclude with Psalm 23. It's special request from Carol, even though I don't have it. I'm going to try and do it without the text. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even as I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forevermore. Memorial prayer. Wish long life to all those that have Yortzeit today. Adon Elamim Zacho Es Nishmais. Shalchu le'olamam began Eden Teimenu Chosam Lachim Belarachim Saisreim B'Seisa Kanafav Li'olamim V'Yitzor B'Tchait Nishmasam Adonai Nachlasam V'Tam V'Yanuchu B'Shlomish Gavam V'Nama Amen. Last before Shlema prayer. Lovely to see you, Rachel, Michael, David. Who else is on? I can't see because I'm holding a camera. Peter, Clarice, Carol, and everyone else I presume is doing their Shabbat shopping like I'm about to. Mi sheberach avasein Ram Yisrael Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shlomo Yivarech Efes Achilim Babu Shanim Mispalim Babu Ram Chazak Kodesh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachim Aleichem Lachman Fasam Mishlach Lem Fush Lem Shmam Lechol Vem Baso Shach Yisor Refus Nefesh Fusakov Hash Tabak Zman Krovin Amar Amen. Next time you find yourself with facing some type of adversity, some type of frustration in life, stop, take a minute, and recognize that this didn't just happen to me. I've been positioned in this situation by God. And the question is how I'm going to react. How do I respond to adversity? Do I rise above it, or do I allow it to overcome and overwhelm me? Please, God, we should all be able to have the strength of character and conviction to be able to maintain our dignity and overcome challenges and thereby raise up the banner. And looking forward to a wonderful Shabbat, double simcha, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, and shul. Shabbat shalom.